back, everybody, to the Blessed Beyond Measure podcast. I'm your host, CEO The Source. Thank you once again for tuning in to yet another episode. Today, I got somebody special joining me on the podcast. It's my boy, Elliot Gorski. Elliot is one of my friends that I've known for quite some time now. When I first moved out to LA, we first linked up when we worked at the Marina Del Rey Ritz-Carlton and became really good friends. He was easily one of my best friends out there in Los Angeles, and we got a chance to catch up on today's episode. Who I refer to Elliot as, that's what I call him. He has come a long way for sure, as we all have. He's experienced a lot in his life, as we all have again. But today, in today's episode, you get a chance to hear E's story, and he shares some of the trials, tribulations, and some of the challenges he's had to overcome. And really fast forward to right now, he's doing very well for himself and continuing to elevate in a lot of different ways in a lot of different areas in his life. And I think that you're going to walk away feeling inspired, motivated, also informed. If you've ever been somebody that's been curious about learning more about the cryptocurrency game or stocks and investing and stuff like that, this is the episode for you. E is a full-time day trader, and he recently quit his full-time job to become a full-time day trader, where he's finding a lot of success in. And for me personally, after talking to E, he really enlightened me and showed me kind of where to start, what to look for, kind of the mentality to have when you're involved in this business, involved in this industry. So it was very enlightening, very informative. I think you're going to walk away feeling a greater sense of clarity on where to start if you are one of these people that have been curious about cryptocurrency and kind of what to do and how to get started. So without further ado, I bring y'all Elliot Gorski on the Blessed Beyond Measure podcast. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Peace. Welcome back, everybody, to the Blessed Beyond Measure podcast. I am your host, CL The Source. Thank you once again for tuning in, spending some time, dedicating some time to learning, growing, and just, seeing what we got going on over here at the Blessed Beyond Measure podcast. As you can see, I got a special guest with me this time around. This gentleman that I got on the podcast with me today, somebody I know for quite some time now, man. I spent some time out in LA, and this guy was like one of my closest friends. We really used to hang out tough. We've been through some shit. We really been through some shit. Today, I got a special guest. His name is E. I know him as E, but his name is Elliot Gorski. What's up, E? What's going on with you, boy?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man? Thank you for spending some time out here, boy.
Christian Limcaco, man, my guy, my main guy. What's going on with you, boy?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, living life, bro. Feeling blessed, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you spending some time on the podcast with us, bro.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. What do you mean? Like, I'm an honored guest. I'm a special guest for you right now. What do you mean?
I appreciate it, bro.
Man, it's good to see you, bro. We definitely miss you out here. I miss your ass out here in LA, man. It's it's good to see you doing your thing up there. But yeah, man.
Hey, man, we just trying to live, man.
Now, man, you doing like that? I'm like, man, what? You got your own like, bro? You gotta let me come on.
Hey, and it was automatic, bro. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was bound to happen one way or another, and here we are making it happen, bro. E,
of course.
Tell the folks how do we link up, bro? Because I got my obviously the short story is we used to work together. We just became hella cool, but I got my version too. So I want to hear what you got to say, bro. How we linked up?
Me and this dude. When I first met this dude, we were both working at the Ritz-Carlton, Marina Del Rey. Okay, both working at Cast and Plow, this restaurant that will forever live in the deepest hells of our psyches and just how much stuff we had to go through there. Anyway, beyond that, I was brand new there, just literally had just started, man, and I think he was one of the servers, man. I was actually one of the bussers. And, so like first couple of days, I think, man, it's so busy there, man. We don't even really have time to chop it up like while we're working, right? Like not even 2 minutes. Like it's just go. You know what I mean?
Super fast pace.
Oh yeah, of course. And then, so I remember I was on break. Like I think we were on break out there at like right by the water.
By the marina, yep.
Yeah, man. That's when I was still smoking stogies, man.
Yeah.
And I think you and somebody else came out there, man. And I know, like, I'm like, this dude always saying hella. Like, he's like, oh, hey, bro, I'm hella. I'm like, bro, where you from? He was like, "Oh, I'm from the Bay." I'm like, "Oh shit, man! I grew up like I grew up mostly up in Sacramento, so you know what I mean. Like if I hear somebody saying hella all the time, I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, no, you from NorCal, 100%." Like, yeah. So yeah, no, and then we just kind of started rocking with each other from there, man.
Yeah, not and that's super accurate, bro. Because that's exactly how I remember it too. Like I think we, again, like you kind of just referenced, bro. Like the restaurant was so fast paced. You didn't really have no time to meet people, even if we worked together. Like unless you were working like directly with each other,
right?
We didn't have enough time to like chop it up and really. But I'm playing back that scene in my head when we first connected, bro. Like you did catch that. Like I would say hella. I would be like, bruh.
He was like, bruh, this shit's hella annoying, bruh. I'm tired of this shit. I'm like, bro, where are you from? Like,
you knew you knew off top, bro. I wasn't from.
Yeah,
LA.
no, I already know. Like, I was just like, man, this dude gotta be from the Bay. Like,
and that assumption turned out to be correct, bro. I remember that, and really, bro. Ever since then, bro, I think that like connection we had because you were from NorCal, you kind of understood that culture. As you know, bro, LA, bro.
Mostly up in NorCal, man. I was born in LA. You know what I mean? Like, hey, diehard Lakers shit over here. You know what I mean?
I see you rocking that LA, man. I see you rocking that LA right on your heart, bro. I feel it, bro. I'm never gonna knock that. You feel me? I fuck with LA, man. And you know what, man? It was cool. That connection really developed from that because, like, I remember when I was living in LA, I would catch myself saying hella, and I would actually catch myself like trying not to say hella because I would stand out so much, bro. Like, I met so many folks that were from LA, from like all different parts of the world, just from living in LA when I was living there, and it was hella funny because every time they heard me say the word hella, they were like, "Where are you from, bro?" And it kind of made me feel awkward, like I was the outsider. So when I linked up with you, it was like there was that familiarity type shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So. But yeah, bro, LA, we had some fucking fun in LA, bro.
Oh hell yeah, bro, hell yeah.
I mean,
great times, man.
I mean, I've been out of LA now for about two and a half years, I'd say, bro. But I mean, I miss it out there, man. We definitely, it's a fun fucking town, bro. You see yourself living there for a long time, bro? Like still, like or?
Yeah, I do. You know what the thing. And not that the Bay is not like this, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to knock the Bay at all, but like, well, actually, not like number one, dude, the weather out here is a hell of a lot better.
It's hella better.
Like that's not argument.
I mean, I'm in Daly City right now. It is cold, muggy, and gloomy, bro.
It's 69 and sunny right now. I'm looking at the computer.
And you're in Marina Del Rey, bro. That's a beautiful area.
So if you go inland, so if you go inland right now, like if you go, like DTLA or like the Valley or something, you're talking about it's like 80 degrees, like 78, 80 degrees.
Dude, I lived inland, bro, for a little over a year in San Gabriel Valley. Oh
yeah,
that shit was nuts. Oh, it gets
hot,
scorching.
Right?
There's this one time, bro, I was working. And I used to work at a hospital, and it was outside because I was running the valet operation out there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, it was 119 degrees, bro.
Huh?
119. Yeah. He said, huh? It was 119, bro, and I was like, I don't know how the fuck we were working, bro, but we were making it happen, bro. This shit was crazy.
If you weren't the boss there, I would have told you to tell your boss, boss,
we can't do this.
I can't breathe, man. I got to go home. I don't know what to tell you. It's 119. Like, my limit's 115. It's 119. I got to go home.
You would too, bro. I mean,
yes, I would.
I almost felt like we should have, bro. But the thing was, like,
and admittedly too, like, hey, bro, I did try to get away at the Ritz with telling management that I needed Sundays off during football season because I attended, I'm a firm, I'm a diehard Christian, and I attend the First Christian Church of Fox NFL Sundays, and I need to be at church.
Yeah, man. I feel it, bro.
Like that's my religion. Like if you respect someone else's religion, that's my religion. I need Sundays off. It didn't work, but I tried.
Hey, they say you gotta shoot your shot, bro. You gotta shoot your shot.
I did. Yeah.
Hey, bro. So, hey, man, I'm curious, man, because we haven't caught up in a while, man. Let me know how you doing. How you holding up in the pandemic, bro?
And I mean, honestly, it's crazy because like, obviously, man, like the pandemic has just it flipped everybody's world upside down. Like there's no, everybody, are we gonna go back to normal or what? Like, first of all, I don't think so. Second of all, like what was normal before is not going to be back to normal anymore, even if it gets like closer to that. And so it's like, you adapt, you adjust, when they say the strong survive, that's about adapting. That's about understanding what challenges you have in front of you specifically to be able to be like, okay, this is how I'm going to be able to attack this. This is how I'm going to be able to adjust and move and be able to put myself in a better position because I can see that, this industry is going to be doing this differently, whatever the case may be, right? You know what I mean? So um, I was I was fortunate enough that when the pandemic first hit, I was I was in the car business, been in the car business or had been in the car business for about 5 years, working for Lexus, and you know for whatever reason they they decided to say that selling cars was an essential business, and so
What?
I hey man, now servicing cars, like, hey, car service, hey, if your car breaks down, I understand that.
I understand that.
I understand that. They decided to say that, and I think it was just like, hey, you know what? We'll grease your pockets if we can keep our money moving. And so they decided to make car dealerships essential businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was one of the ones that was definitely fortunate enough, and I was blessed enough to be able to basically work throughout the entire pandemic, other than I think for a matter of like about like 3.5 or 4 weeks when like everything first shut down, like back in March 2020, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, I was able to pretty much work the entire time, and you know the experience that number one that I've gained in the car business and just in sales in general since like I've had the opportunity to work with you, at the Ritz, which I mean, surprisingly enough, bro, like even like working at the Ritz opened up doors that I wouldn't have expected it to open up. Just because like you go into another business, you say you work for the Ritz Carlton, they're like, oh wow, oh, this person knows customer service.
Right.
Oh, this person knows the utmost of customer service. Not just
Mm-hmm.
that. You're like, my pleasure, of course. Da, da, da. I might be kissing your ass a little bit, but you're still giving me some money, aren't you? That's okay. You know what? So beyond that, though, you know what I mean? Like, understanding the customer service side of things, right? Like, I was able to jump into a luxury car dealership where most people are not, and I was fortunate enough to do that. And so throughout that time period, working for Lexus, right? Um, I was my dealership actually Lexus Santa Monica. I'll throw them under the bus a little bit right now. It's okay. Um, March like 20 or March 15th, something like that. Um, they called literally everyone into the conference room, and the GM stood up there with his little notepad and was just like reading off of a script and just basically just sent and just said, "Hey, guess what? You are all furloughed. Go home. We'll send you a check." And I'm like, huh? What? Like,
Yeah.
what? What just happened?
Yeah.
And so
No
immediately,
warning. No warning. No nothing. Huh?
no, nothing,
Jeez.
nothing, no warning, no nothing, right? And you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of feel out things sometimes, right? Like, and you can kind of maybe understand, like, oh, hey, there's a rumor that this could happen, but it's like it still doesn't necessarily just like prepare you for it. And so when that happened, when they just sent everybody home, I was just like, wow. Like, like first of all, just is this real life, man? Is this really going on? Like,
So
because
no unemployment, no nothing, huh? Just straight up.
Well, no. I mean, we can like, yeah, like we were able to apply for unemployment and whatnot, and you know what I mean, like a lot of people were. But it was just like, even then at that point, it was still just a big shock, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, taking that, letting that sink in, and kind of like beyond just like the you know, going to unemployment and everything, it was just more about like, okay, what else can I do to have a backup? Because you know what, even, you know, this happened to me right now. This could happen in the future. And so, you know, I started kind of teaching myself different skills when it comes to, you know, the financial markets and whatnot, cryptocurrencies, and just kind of trying to really, you know, prepare myself for the event. Like if that event ever came again, like I wasn't sitting there thinking about like, damn, where's my next check coming from? Like, oh man, like I gotta wait on it. I gotta wait on the EDD payment. You know, like I gotta to be able to buy whatever. Like I got, and you know, that's tough. That's very tough for people. And so, you know, that happening, I think, not and I'm sure I'm not just speaking for myself, but pretty much everybody too. Like that kind of made everybody stronger. At least anybody with any kind of like real grind, any kind of real like, you know, like hustle in them. Like they realized real quick, like the old mentality of like going to work, getting a check, like that's most likely not going to work anymore.
Well, you referred to it earlier, bro. It's just like, you know, you got to adapt, right? And I think that the pandemic, man, as bad as it's been, as bad as it, like, you know, as bad of a rap as it's gotten, and rightfully so, right? There's been a lot of there's been a lot of deaths. There's been a lot of people that got sick. There's been a lot of bad stuff that's really happened from it. But I think that there's been a really good amount of good shit that's been happening too, bro. For a lot of people that have stories like yourself. Like, I mean, I can sit here and reel off like hella different people I'm thinking about in my head that have found like a new hobby, found a way to adapt and like do something different, teach themselves a new skill, like you just talked about with your finance game, just really kind of immersing yourself into that field and gaining more financial literacy. I know people that have gotten into biking heavy, bro, and just like focusing on their health when their health was on the decline. I know people that have just like learned how to be grounded in the present moment and really like appreciate what's important to them rather than fucking stressing off some bullshit from work, like a job that can just fucking fire you any moment, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they're not even think twice, bro. So I mean, again, as much bad as like the pandemic has gotten, bro, like it's like there's so much good that came from it, bro. That doesn't really kind of get that attention it deserves. And you know, I'm just happy to hear that you did pretty damn well in the pandemic. First of all, health wise, you're holding up well. You and your loved ones seem to be good, right? Like, and you know, you were able to adapt and do something different, bro, and give yourself a new skill, bro. Which is
man. And you know what? I mean, if I was already kind of like growing into that more. You know what I mean? Like, because I've always just kind of wanted to be able to trade and be able to, you know, understand money markets and stuff. And man, just like, bro, there's so much money out there. Like, when I say there's so much money out there, like, it's hard to comprehend. It really, really is.
Well,
like,
they print money, bro. They print money, so it's abundant, bro. Right?
That's a different topic. I could go into a lot. Like I could keep going on that one for a minute.
Hold on one second.
I could keep going on that one for a minute, but yeah, go ahead.
So I want you to tell folks like what it is you exactly do right now, bro, because I know off air you shared with me that you're no longer with the car business, but you know, expand on that. Share what you got going on right now, bro.
So, even after so I'll just give even just like a slightly like maybe just a little bit more backstory of like after I was furloughed, right? After I was furloughed, they brought the old dealership that I had worked for before, brought myself back, one sales manager, one finance manager, and 3 porters. This is a dealership that is used to running on a scale of I want to say maybe most likely about like 45 it's about 45 people total that like run this dealership, right? This is a major dealership, major Lexus dealership in the Southern California market. The Southern California car market is the busiest car market in the nation, hands down. There's not even a question about it. And anybody in the car business already knows that. And so they were trying to run a dealership with 6 people. And they also, when they shut everything down, didn't like email anybody, whatever. So we have 6 people at the dealership basically trying to run everything. And then they also decided to just pay us hourly and no longer commission. If you're in sales, you don't work for hourly, you work for commission. I don't give a damn what you pay me hourly. I want the pay plan. Okay, what's my pay plan going to pay me? Okay. I sold 50 cars in 1 month just because I was literally the only salesperson that they brought back. I would have made about $30,000, but they paid me $30 an hour instead, which worked out to like five grand, which is like, okay, you know what? For everyone that was not working at the time, and as shitty as everything was, it's like, you know what? I don't want to complain too much. Whatever, man. Like, take it. But it got to a point where it was ridiculous. So I went and worked for another dealership at Cerritos Lexus for up until about April of this year. And I was fortunate enough that I made a few plays in some different cryptocurrencies. You know, for any of the people that are watching this that are involved in crypto, you know, you probably know, you know, Safe Moon is one that is big and is still going to continue to get bigger. You know, Doge, obviously, I feel like everybody kind of knows a little bit about Dogecoin, even if they didn't necessarily invest in it, right? You know, a few other plays and, you know, some stock stuff. And I was fortunate enough to make about like 120K in a month. And what that gave me beyond just like, damn, oh, like I just made 120 grand. Like, oh man, what am I gonna go buy? What am I gonna? I'm like, no. You know what? If I can make 120 grand in a month, I can do it again. And I know the formula to be able to do it again. And granted, like markets are shifty, and so like you can't always go into these kind of things expecting that you're always going to be making those kind of returns. But what it allowed me to do was take the time to learn and take the time to understand the game and take the time to really be like, okay, you know what? If I focus all of my energy and effort onto this thing right here, because now I can, like before, because like, you know what? It's one of those kind of unfortunate facts of life, bro. Like, you know what? I've been in a spot where, you know what? Hey, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Like I need to go to work to make sure that I have money to pay my rent, to pay to buy food, to buy gas. I've been there. Like I know exactly what that's like. I've struggled. I've missed meals. I've done all that stuff. And so, you know what? Being able to be in a position where I'm not in that position anymore, and then being able to be like, okay, hey, now I have time. Because at the end of the day, when people say, you know what, hey, money doesn't buy happiness, they're right. Money does not buy happiness at all, not even close. What money does buy is time. Money, and not time in terms of like being able to get time back. No, money buys time in the sense of like, guess what? When you wake up, you can go do what you want to do when you want to do it. Freedom. Money buys freedom. Okay. Money buys the ability to say, hey, guess what? You know what? Man, I ain't seen Limcaco for a minute. Dude, like, I don't got nothing going on the next 3 days. Like, hey, let me fly up to the Bay. Let me just go see my guy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have to worry about, oh, damn, you know what?
I got to take time off.
Man, I got to take time off of work. Oh, damn, like, you know what? Oh, man, I don't got another vacation coming up for like another, 7, 8 months. And, please, to anybody that sees this, do not mistake what I'm saying for knocking the grind and knocking the hustle. Because guess what? You can ask this guy, you know what? I busted my fucking ass to get to the point to where I'm at right now, living in a 2-story condo in Marina Del Rey. You know what I mean? Like I put in stupid hours. Like the car business is no joke, man. Car business is fucking 5-6 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day.
Right.
Like, you know, like you don't get like time off. It's like the restaurant, like at the Ritz, right? When we were and dude, like we both seen each other like we were running around, and then like we'll just kind of both look over at each other like, you good? You good? All right, let's go. Come on.
It's real talk, though.
Like, and you know, but like we're over here just, you know, running around like crazy, right? And it's physically demanding. It's physically like, like, you know, but then once you're done, once the shift's over, you clean everything up, you're good, you leave. You know what I mean? Sales is totally different. It just is. And it gave me a lot more knowledge about just different things in life and just being able to see so much different stuff and see, you know, and interact with people that are coming in buying. You know, I had a guy buy a Lamborghini Gallardo from me that lived in New York. Like, and I literally had to talk to them for a month, sending them pictures of every little tiny thing there, right? This guy was hitting me up at like 5:30 a.m. Pacific because it's 8:30 in New York.
Right.
You know what I mean? But once I actually sold it to him and the shipping company came and picked it up, I made $6,000 to sell that one car.
Sheesh.
You know, and so that was great. But what you lose doing all of that stuff, and that's a grind, is time. I can't tell you how many times that I've had to tell my family, my friends, they're like, hey, can you come up here? Hey, we're doing this. Da, da, da. Oh no, man, I'm working. Oh no, man, I'm working. And again, not knocking working. Please don't misunderstand. I don't want to get anybody upset. You know, some people get sensitive about it. Not that your listeners are sensitive. I'm just trying to, you know, put everything out there anyway.
No, and I appreciate you doing that too, because you're absolutely right. You got to count for everybody, man. Because some people are absolutely happy where they're at, content with what they got, and there's no knock on that. There's no knock. But
if you are happy, I think that's it.
I think what you're saying is that there are other ways, there are other options, and like especially when you do know that it's available to you, and it is, you know, you want to share that, right? That's like something that you want to do.
Right now, see this? This little thing called a smartphone? We have tools at our disposal right now that no generation prior to ours has ever had, ever. In terms of, if there's something that you don't know, there is no excuse for you not knowing it if you want to know it. None.
That's big facts.
You know what I mean? If you want to learn something, there's no excuse for it. Period. Like, if you want to go learn something, you can go learn it, and you can go understand it, and you can take the time to do it. You can get on YouTube, you can get on Google, you can get on whatever it is that, you know, forum, Reddit, to follow this guy, that, like, you can learn it, period. And so what I was able to do with my time, or with more of my time off, because and you and I'll have this other conversation later. So I got COVID back in March, right? And obviously when you got COVID, you're sick as shit, first of all. Second of all, you're quarantined. You're not going to work. Even if you say you want to go to work, you're not going to work. Like, your boss, no one's letting you go to work. So that even gave me more time to keep doing what I was doing with the trading stuff, and, you know, kind of make a few different plays. And, you know, again, man, I was blessed. Like, I'll just say it like that. Like, I was blessed enough and fortunate enough that, you know, I was able to make a few plays, like with Dogecoin, SafeMoon, a few other cryptos, a few other stocks, man. I did, you know, I got a little bit of the GameStop and all that crazy shit, you know, at the beginning of the year. But, you know, mainly what I, you know, was able to focus on was crypto, man. And what that allowed me to do was make the decision to start my own company. And my own company is called Stargaze LLC, or Stargaze Capital LLC. And you know, oh wait, is that how you?
Yep, I
Yeah,
see it. Wow.
there you go.
Yeah. What are you showing us right now? What is it? That's amazing, bro. That's your business license and all that. Yeah. Hey, man. Bro.
So,
I gotta tell you, bro, like, I mean, I've seen you come a long way, bro. And I mean, the journey ain't over, obviously. I mean, every day
just
above
don't,
earth, every day above ground is a good day. And it's just an opportunity to get yourself even further. And I'm just proud of the progress that you made. It's incredible, bro. Like, because it's inspirational. It shows that it can be done with the work ethic, with the determination, with the drive, all this different thing. I'm curious, man, and I want to, I know you on a more personal level, but I want my audience to really kind of get a chance to learn who you are more. Where did you get this like go-getter type of mindset, bro? How did that develop in you, bro? I want you to share that with us.
so, um, growing up, like when I said, hey, I've missed meals, I've done all that stuff. That stuff came actually when I was a little bit more grown. When I was young, when I was a kid, I was very, very, very fortunate, to be honest, bro. My dad was a doctor. My dad was a physician, and he busted his ass. He legit came from like nothing, like my Sithi, because I'm basically like white and Lebanese, so Sithi's
Habibi.
Sithi. Hey, Habibi, there you go. That's what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Habibi.
Hey, so you know, um, my Sithi came over from from Lebanon. My dad's father, who I unfortunately never even got to meet, he was from Poland. My mom was born in Whittier. She's white. So I'm white and Lebanese basically, but my dad specifically, right? My parents were divorced when I was young, when I was about 7 years old, and I basically just went to go live with my dad. And he would go work literally for 2 weeks straight at a time, where he was working, now not necessarily 24 hours straight, but he's on call for 24 hours, like for 2 weeks straight. Okay, so for 2 weeks straight, essentially, you really don't like you don't sleep, you know. And not only that, but like he grew up with 7 children, with with 4 brothers, yeah, with 4 brothers and 2 sisters, in Cleveland and in Phoenix. He was born in Phoenix, grew up in Cleveland as well. Also back out in Southern California, LA area. And like, man, he was a hustler. Like, he took himself from having an alcoholic father who beat the shit out of him, a mom who beat the shit out of him actually as well, even though I love my Sithi, rest in peace. He would tell me all this stuff all the time about how he had to overcome all this stuff to literally go become a double board certified physician. My father was a doctor that worked in the ER, ICU. Like, this guy saved, I don't know how many people's lives, like literally. And he passed away in 2013. Very, 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 very suddenly. And he basically, I took him to the hospital with a stomach ache. And the doctor let him go home, and he was dead probably, I think, like 24 hours later. His whole body had just became septic, and no one saw it coming. No one knew what happened. I still don't, to this day.
Wow.
Still don't to this day. And, you know, at that point, man, you know, my father was the closest person to me, like by far. And I was actually so involved with him at that point too. Like I was helping him with his business because he had his own practice, right? So I was working for myself at that point. I think we were living in Reno, Nevada, and this is in 2013, so I was like 22, I think, right? And so I'm at 22 helping him do everything for his business and like for, you know, his business being like, oh, like that's, you know, that like that's me and my dad, like, you know, I'm working with my dad type of thing. You know what I mean? Like the family, like I'm helping the family because, you know, he was so smart and he was so driven with the medical side of things. I was a little bit more on the business side of things. I knew business maybe a little bit more than he did just because he just didn't have time to focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, you know, he passed away, you know, at that point. And um, life, man, comes at you very, 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 very quickly. And, you know, when you're that close to somebody and you're that wrapped up in everything that it is that they're doing, and, you know, my mom and I love my mom. My mom and I were not nearly as close as what me and my dad were. And so, you know, man, hey, for the podcast, whatever, hey, dude, I completely fell apart. Completely fell apart. Started drinking, smoking weed. Like, I mean, I was already smoking weed at that point anyway, like prior to that, but like not like for real. And, you know, drinking, smoking, man, just, you know, anything I can to just not think about it, whatever. Long story short, I ended up coming out to LA to get away from all of that, like just messed up mentality, man. And it took me a while, bro. It took me a while, but you know what? It like really hit me. It was like, man, I'm my dad's son. Like, if my dad can go from dealing with everything that he dealt with, being broke and having 6 siblings that his parents like literally, I mean, like beat the shit out of, like all his brother. Unfortunately, both of his sisters passed away. So I didn't get to know them very well, but like all of his brothers basically would say the same thing. Like their dad was an asshole. He was an alcoholic. He beat the shit out of them. You know what I mean? And you know, my Cynthia was, you know, nice to me. She loved me, but apparently she was mean to them. And so, you know, it's like if he can take himself to being a doctor, put himself through medical school, double board certified, go to UCI, you know, University of Arizona, get like umpteen, I don't know how many degrees, and do all this, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? If he can do that, I'm his son. Are you kidding me? Like, man, like, yeah, I refused. And again, it took me a while. It took me a while, but you know what? I ended up having to go to rehab out here in LA, and I was fortunate enough to see enough people around me when I was there that I saw were like, oh, you really a drug addict. Oh, you really, oh yeah. Oh, you really alcoholic. Oh, oh, like that's where it was eye opening enough to be like, this is not who I am. Like this is not me. And so, and again, no knock on anybody. Like if there's anybody even watching too, like, you know what? Like as long as you're being successful, as long as you're successful, it doesn't matter what you're doing. For me, I was like, man, you know what? I refuse to be mediocre. I refuse to allow myself to just settle and be like, you know, hey, whatever. Like I'll accept, you know, whatever comes my way. Yeah, you know what? Life sucks. Everything's horrible. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, you know what? At a certain point, man, people don't give a fuck. And you know what? It's all about what you're gonna do. It's all about what are you bringing to the table. What are you going to do for you? Not just for you. What are you going to do for you? But what are you going to do for the people around you? What are you going to do to uplift your family? What are you going to do to uplift your friends? What are you going to do to uplift just your circle? What are you going to do to make sure that your life and the people around you are are living good? And so it's like it took a while to hit me, but once it did, it was just like that's it. It's a wrap. And I was fortunate enough to not, no, I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna say that. Me losing my father in the way that I did and having to go through the pain and like the shit that I did. And I kind of left this out, man. My grandfather on my mom's side also ended up passing away 3 months after my dad did. So I was dealing with two kinds of different like
one after another,
like one after another. And you know what? It just really all goes back to like, you know what? I've seen at the end of the day, dude, unfortunately, this is a cold world, man. Like nobody cares. And it's not that you don't have to take time as your own person, like with your own family to grieve and you know and try to heal, but you got to also take a step back and understand like, hey, you know what, man? No one gives a fuck. That at like, yo, at the end of the day, don't nobody care, bro. They really don't. Like I'm just like that's it, dead ass. Like if
now
you
let me ask you something.
If you go walk into an interview, oh yeah, no, go ahead.
No, so first of all, bro, I just want to say thank you for even opening up and sharing that because that's, I mean,
of course,
you sharing your story. I always encourage people to share their story.
Nah, hey, you're my dude, bro. You know what? And you know what? Honestly, if I can share this with other people and somebody else can see it and be like, damn, man, like I'm kind of going through something kind of similar, right? And if what I'm doing can be any kind of message or be like inspiration for anybody else, like I want that wholeheartedly. So trust me, like
and it is, bro. I mean, you're a walking testimonial, bro. I mean, what you just shared right there is a, you know, is a really difficult story. You've shared. I mean, as I was listening to you, I heard about like you brought us through the whole thing, bro, and like to kind of fast forward to see where you're at now. It's just amazing progress and amazing like story to come up from that. It's like it's a triumphant story. So I wanted to ask you, bro, like, you know, that moment of clarity that you had when you recognized like this isn't for me, like I'm my father's son, like I got to do better than this. Where were you exactly? Was that in rehab, or did that happen prior to rehab, before, that took you to rehab? Like where were you?
Honestly, it was I can't even say it was one. If it, I really can't say it was like one moment, right? It was just, you know, like how if you're stuck in a position where you're forced to just like you're forced to survive, you're forced to, you know, do whatever you have to do at that point to just like keep that roof over your head, keep food in your stomach, everything else, right? You know, and at that point too, like man, you know, as much as I love my mom, like I think my mom also kind of saw too that um like she was like, nah, you can't come stay with me. Like, so I didn't have a choice. It was like either you go figure out what you got to figure out, you go figure out your shit, you know, you go get whatever job you got to get, you go pay your own stuff. Like, hey, like I'll help you out with, you know, a little couple of things here and there. And it was just like, it was just progressively like, you know what? I want more. I want more. I want more. I'm fucking hungry. Like, hey, I man, I wish I could play that video of Diddy when he's in the, I know a lot of people have probably seen this video of Diddy when he's in his office, man, and he takes his phone call, right? I think he's in like a Von Dutch shirt or something, right? And I think he closes a deal or whatever, and he just gets up and he's like just going crazy, like he's like, yes, anything I want, I will get. I don't like, yes, like, you know what, like I'm a savage, and I don't know why, bro. Like I'm sorry. You know what? I am just not satisfied, and I want more. And not only do I want more for me, I want more for my loved ones. I want more for I want more for my family. I want more for my friends. I want more for the people around me that I care about. I want to be able to bring freedom and and time and just like good times and stuff to like as many people around me as I can. And like that's just kind of like where I've been able to grow into, luckily, like fortunately. And you know, man, it's just a blessing, bro. Like to be honest, like it really is a blessing. Like to be able to be sitting here talking to you right now, and you're like, dude, you got your own podcast, bro. Like you talking about, hey, oh man, I'm proud of you to see, hey, what you doing? Like, man, like, you know, hey, like, bro, I know the struggles that you've gone through too. Like, so, you know, like just as much as I've gone through struggles, bro, like you've gone through, you know, just as much, if not more struggles, you know? So like, bottom line, bro, hey, everybody's going to go through struggles. How are you going to deal with them? How are you going to overcome them? Everyone is going to go through something, and some may go through more fucked up shit than others. Some may go through less fucked up shit than others. Some may be more fortunate. Some may be less fortunate. Either way, it really doesn't matter. What are you doing today? What did you do to wake up today and get better? Mamba mentality.
Yep. Man, yeah, absolutely, bro.
Mamba fucking mentality, bro.
Mamba mentality, man.
Hey, Mamba, hey, you know what, man? I'll be right back.
R.I.P. Cub.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, and you know he gonna be right back, and it's, you know, in the meantime, in between, so I'm just gonna talk about that Mamba mentality because it's so necessary if you want to achieve the things that you want to achieve in your life, right? If you got goals, if you got things you want to accomplish, that Mamba mentality will help you get there for damn sure. It's right on his wall, man. He had to go get it off his wall. Mamba mentality, a constant quest to be the best version of oneself. Oh man, Kobe is, oh man, bro. And you know, look, I want to say something real quick, bro, before we really delve into talking about Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe, love you, man. I'll tell you, I want to say something, bro, about Kobe. You know me, E. I'm a born and raised Warriors fan, bro. Through the thick and the thin, I've always been a Warriors fan, and for like as long as I remember, bro, the Lakers have always been better than the Warriors. They always sunned us. They always little broed us, and they were my arch nemesis, bro. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, but as much as I hated the Lakers, I could never hate Kobe, bro. I had so much, just like him, Shaq, Magic. I loved their players, and like Kobe, Shaq, Magic, them guys. Like, I mean, especially Kobe, bro. Like, it's like, bro, like, I don't know, man. Even though he was our enemy, it was just like, it was, you couldn't hate the dude. Like, just the passion he played with, bro. Like, he taught you things, bro, without even teaching you things, bro. Just by being who he was that motivation. You just see him, you're like, damn, like you want to be this dude. You want to be like this dude, and you can apply the same principles that he applied in his craft into everyday life, bro. That Mamba mentality can be applied what you're doing anywhere, bro. And oh my god, dude. I mean, going back to that time when Kobe passed, bro, it was a really tough time for me. It was right before the pandemic too, right? Or it was a
bro, I know, hey, you know what, man? A lot of people were like, man, hey, after Kobe died, the whole fucking world just fell apart.
It really did, bro.
Like,
so peep this, though, bro. Peep this. So I remember, you're a Niners fan too, so you're gonna feel me on this. Motherfucking Niners lost the goddamn Super Bowl. That was in the end of January.
I was in Vegas watching that game. Okay. When I was in Vegas, I came back and got sick. I think I actually probably did get COVID for the first time at that point too, because like
It was already, yeah.
Vegas is like an international hotspot, right? Like everybody's coming to Vegas from everywhere, right?
Right.
And for the Super Bowl too. And when I got back to LA, like not even like less than a day later, man, I got so sick, stupid sick, like, and I'm pretty sure I probably had COVID back then. But anyway, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you good, bro. I mean, I'm just kind of going down this timeline of like,
yeah,
the shit that like happened prior to the pandemic shutting shit down. I mean, bro, it was so crazy, bro. We lost a fucking. I was in a funk from that, you know. And then February when COVID passed, right?
No, January 26th.
January, so it was right in the same month.
It was so, it was right before. It was literally right before I went to Vegas for Super Bowl. And dude,
it was crazy, bro, because
like, bro, I will never ever forget that day in my life like this. It's one of those days where, you know, you just remember everything that you were doing during that time. You know what I mean? Like, and please don't misunderstand. I'm not trying to compare 9/11 to Kobe dying, but we all kind of remember, if you're old enough to know what happened the morning of 9/11. Am I right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think anybody can, like, at least basketball, again, that's why I said I'm not trying to compare 9/11 to Kobe.
Where were you?
I was at work, bro. I was at work, and I was at work, man, and my coworker texted me, and he knew how big of a Lakers fan that I am. And I've told this story to you, bro, like in terms of like how big of a Lakers fan I am. Like, if you want to know how big of a Lakers fan I am, Google me. You Google my name, okay? You will see an article that the LA Times did on me back in like June or July, I think of like 2000 of 2000. Okay, I was at like the first three-peat when Kobe and Shaq was three-peating. Okay, so I bleed purple and gold, just like how this guy bleeds Warrior Blue. Same thing, man. Same thing. That's why, like, hey, you know what? I fucking hate y'all, but nothing but I respect that, you know, you respect. I respect that you got the same love for your team as I know I got for mine. I'll say that. So
look, bro, it's like you respect greatness too, as much as like I hate the Lakers, bro. It's just like, God, there's never been really a dynasty like that. Him. Yeah, exactly, bro. So I mean,
motherfucker just be running around just.
That's still. But no, real talk, bringing it back to the code thing, bro. I mean, it's for me, bro. I mean, I just kind of highlighted what my history is with the Lakers and you know how I hated them and shit like that. But Kobe, I could never have. I even had a Kobe jersey. I had Kobe shoes, like, and I was just like, and when he passed, bro, I didn't want to fucking believe it, bro. I remember this. I'm gonna tell you exactly where I was, Ibra, because I was working for the Warriors at the time. So I was at the facility, and it was early in the morning, and I was talking to a representative from the NBA because he was waiting to get into the cleared area to gain entrance to where the players were practicing and everything like that. And we were just chopping it up. And then my other homie texted me. He's like, "Yo, is this true? Kobe died?" I'm like, "What?" Because when you hear that shit, like especially early in the morning, you're like, "Hell no, what the fuck?" That's the bullshit. And it was reported by TMZ first, so you were like, "Come on, dude, man."
Honestly, and that, hey, so when my coworker texted me, and I was dealing with it, I was going through so much stuff at one time. Like, so I was trying to close this deal, right? Like on one side of things, right? And my coworker texts me, and I see like, and he was like, "Bro, Kobe died." And I'm like, huh? Like, and he texted me the TMZ link, right? And at first I'm like, it's TMZ. Like, man, you can't just believe TMZ. Like, you know, like that. But then I started thinking more and more, and I was like, dude, TMZ is LA based. You know what I mean? Like, if TMZ just falsely reported.
But see, the thing is, though,
that Kobe Bryant died. Like if a
Right.
news, like if a legit news source just falsely.
Trust me, that shit did run through my mind, bro.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was in such utter disbelief that like, hell no. I was probably in denial. I was like, hell no. And then more and more news like eventually started coming out. Other outlets started to report it. And you know, even though some were like it's not confirmed.
And then I'm like, oh
yeah,
no.
And then he's in there with Gigi on it. I'm like, and like
oh,
I remember even hearing Rick Fox was on the thing.
Rick Fox and his daughter were on the plane. Oh, he's on the plane with all 4 of his daughters.
Yeah.
Like when I saw that, bro, like I literally like I had to tell my client that I needed to like get I'm sorry, can I need to make a call for a second, like, and dude, I legit started tearing up. I've never in my life like teared up and cried for somebody dying like that I didn't have like a real like interpersonal connection with, you know what I mean?
Relationship with
like I didn't have a real like I grew up, of course, like we all grew up watching him, you know what I mean? Like we all grew up watching Kobe, we all grew up watching the Lakers, we all grew up in but you know, like I may have met him in passing, I think once, not even like really just shook his hand, like, and so for me I was like damn, like how am I fucking crying right now? Like,
right, seriously.
Like how am I legit like crying, bro? Like, and you know, like that, man. Yeah, the dude, Cole passing was tough, man. Like that was definitely like by far the hardest passing of somebody that I didn't know personally that I've ever had to deal with in my life. Like, you know, celebrities die, man, like, you know, and you're like, oh man, I love that person. Da, 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 da. But like, you know, if you really a hoop fan though, like if you really like a sports, like if you really like, I know you are a real sports, like you're a real sports fan. You know what I mean? Like, I know when I'm talking to one, I know you're one. You know what I mean? Like, if you know, like that's really, really, really your team. Like if that's somebody that's like, you know, that was my Michael Jordan. Like I got to see the tail end of Jordan's career, and of course Jordan's Jordan, but like Kobe was like my Jordan.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And so seeing that, I was like, what? Like, no, like. No.
Yeah, and full disclosure, like for anybody listening, I think this is probably the first time me and you really talked about Kobe, huh? Since he passed. Because honestly, bro, like I was in a funk for a good. You could ask the people around me, bro. Like I just was like looking at life different. I was like, how does this happen? Like because like it's like, of course we all know that anybody could pass away. Like tomorrow's not promised, but like these guys are like forever immortalized, bro. Like I'm like, there's no way Kobe at this early age, he's basically like a couple years older than me, bro. And I'm like, and Gigi passing with him. I just was, and dude, bro, like I was telling you, I was at the Warriors facility. So they were in the middle of practice. They were supposed to get drug tested that day by somebody that represents the NBA. They canceled practice. They canceled all that stuff. And I remember all of them coming out to where I was at. And I got a relationship with like a lot of them, like really cool, you know what I'm saying? And everybody was just with their heads hanging low, bro. Like Steph couldn't believe it. Draymond, I like had my moments just to be like, bro, I'm sorry, like, because we all felt like it would like it. We were just in such disbelief still, bro. We didn't want to believe this shit. We're just like, no fucking way. And I mean, to this day, I still don't want to fucking believe it, but it's reality, bro. And you know, I think what that taught me, bro, was that life is, you know, tomorrow's not fucking promised. That's for damn sure. And if I needed any type of fucking reminder, that was fucking it, bro. And I think that like it was a big wake up call. Not only did I mourn the death of Kobe, but it really kind of made me look at my own life like, bro, what am I doing? Like stop fucking around. Like, you know, you can fucking do better than this shit. You know, you can inspire more. You can do different things with your life, bro. And stop bullshitting, bro. Like, because tomorrow's not fucking promised, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tell the people you love that you love them. That type of shit. You Feel me?
No, because you know what, man? Hey, dude, as much as, we all try to take care of ourselves, like, dude, and granted, you know what? I kind of do blame that pilot. Like, that pilot should have known better than to be flying through that kind of fog. He should have. Like, but you know what? At the same time, you know what I also think about? If you got Kobe Bryant in your ear, talking about, man, we done made this flight how many times?
Yeah.
Like,
get me to this game. We're getting to the
like,
gym.
hey, you need to get me, Gigi, and these people. Hey, Gigi got a game, man. We got to get there. Like Kobe's a hard person to say no to.
And the helicopter driver, he lost his life too, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he paid the ultimate sacrifice too, bro.
No, he did, but beyond that though, man, like, man, it's that was one of the most that was one of the toughest, like, situations that I've had to deal with. Like, bro, I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like, how much of a diehard Hoop fan I am, and I rewatched The Last Dance, right? Because The Last Dance, when everything was shut down, we had no sports. I don't know if you guys remember, like, during the pandemic, like,
every other week, right? It was something like that, yeah.
No. It was like every week.
Every weekend, yeah.
Every week, yeah, every Sunday for, like, I think maybe like
7 weeks.
Like 7 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that, right? It was like that was all we had for like in terms of new stuff. Like, I finished.
We had Tiger King too. I didn't even watch that shit, by the way, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But man, no. Dude, Kobe, I'll get back to really, like, you know what? That Mamba mentality, bro. That constant quest to be the best version of oneself, like, that really drives me, like for real. Like, that really drives me, along with, like, just seeing kind of like, to be out, like, seeing a different level of success. Like, I've had the chance to connect with a few people that like have that have done very, very well for themselves. Like, I'll just put it like that. Like, I'm not gonna throw numbers out there or whatever, but and you see kind of like you see what's out there, and you see kind of just like what's possible, and you just kind of go like
why not me?
Why not me?
Yeah.
Like, why not me? Why not Chris?
Right, exactly, bro.
Like, why not anybody who wants it? Because there's really nothing, again, like, it kind of goes, like, I'm going to tie this back into kind of like what I'm doing now for business wise. It goes back to the fact that, like, if you really want to do something, if you want it bad enough, if you want to know something, if you want to know how to do something bad enough, you will know, like, you will figure out how to do it. There's no excuse for not knowing how to do it anymore. Not anymore. Like, back in the day, before, like, pre-internet and like, YouTube and everything else, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you had to pay that money. Like, you had to go get those student loans and go to school.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you right now, bro. There's people that have done it with less, that have gotten to great places in their life with less resources than we have now today.
100%. And so that makes it even more prevalent to say that, like, hey, you know what? Like, there really is zero excuse, basically, right? If you want to go get something, and if you want to make it happen for yourself, then you can do it, period. Like, you know what?
And I want to let me add something to what you're saying, because I absolutely echo what you're saying, agree 100% with what you're saying. I will add, though, that it's not going to happen when you want it, people have to understand things take fucking time, bro. And sometimes you might like, see, the thing is, I think a lot of time, like in the world we live in, I've actually reflected on this too, bro. It's like, myself included, I'm very guilty of like kind of wanting what I want right away. It's like that instant gratification. Sometimes it don't work like that, bro. I mean, like, you got to be willing to kind of like, in order to get to the best version of yourself, you're going to have to go through a lot of growth. And with growth comes uncomfortability. There's pain, there's sacrifice, there's all that stuff.
And,
but it's all fucking worth it though, bro, because that journey to becoming the best version of yourself and ultimately finding that best version of yourself is going to produce so many fruits. It's going to enhance your whole fucking experience of life, bro. And I mean, that's what that Mamba mentality is all about, bro. And it's just like, I think what Kobe tries to stress with that is, bro, like, life, as much as cold as it could be and as hard as it could be, it's fucking beautiful too. If you fucking choose to look at it in that way and you choose to fucking operate in that fashion, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just kind of wanted to add that to what you're saying right there,
no,
bro.
Dude, that's a perfect add-on. Like, I mean, dude, because you know what, we live in a society of instant gratification. Like, we do. We live in a society right now where it's like, I want it now. 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 We order it on such and such. Like, oh, you know what? I want the overnight delivery. I want oh man, I got 2-hour delivery on Amazon. Like, oh, you know what? Like, you know, I want to go do, like, life does not work like that.
No, I mean, you go to the gym, bro. You're a gym rat. You're a gym dude. You know, like, just because you want your body, like, you want a 6-pack, it ain't gonna come by going to the gym one fucking time. It's a process, bro. It's an entire fucking journey. It's like creating a goal, committing yourself to that goal, doing what it takes to get to that goal, and then you get the results. But like, really, bro, it's like,
unless you're just one of those like really lucky motherfuckers that has like a fast ass metabolism that you can just like eat whatever and you still have a besides that, like, I envy you people that may or may not have that metabolism.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, what you mean, like you? Like yeah. Like that you can, just eat whatever and not gain weight. I am not so fortunate, my friend. Anyway.
No, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, of course. No.
It is an absolute process. I mean, as the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. And I think also something that I've learned as embracing that Mamba mentality more into what I do in my life too, is that, like, you got to enjoy the process, bro.
Yeah.
Stop fixating yourself so much on the end result. Like what you're doing right now, bro. You're loving what you're doing by learning about the financial literacy.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're like 100%. You dropped everything you're doing, bro, to dedicate yourself to learning more and more about what you're doing, so that you become like fucking, you can become a wizard at what you're doing type shit, bro, and then create the results that you want. And that time and that dedication and that work that you're putting in obviously has produced results, and it's going to continue to do so long as you continue to like move forward with your shit, bro. So that's, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know what? It's you know what? It's also one of those things though, like, in terms of like, if I can kind of touch back to like the financial side of like, kind of like what I'm doing a little bit more. And, if anybody that is listening right now, or anybody that ends up listening to this wants to kind of like have maybe even like a group podcast session to be able to talk more and more about, the newer financial opportunities that we all have kind of available to us, man, I would love to do that, first and foremost. Second of all, so crypto specifically, right? Cryptocurrencies. Crypto right now is at a point where I really want to kind of compare it to if you were to get in on Apple or Amazon or the internet. I'm gonna just brought it like the internet in like 1994, 1993. You know that there were actually people in the early 90s that thought the internet was a fad, that thought the internet would die out. Like, oh, internet won't be a thing.
Right.
Nah, it'll die out. Like, the internet's here right now. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, like, and that won't be a thing. Don't worry about it. Blah, blah, blah. Blockbuster. Blockbuster could have bought Netflix for $10 million back in the day. How many blockbusters you see right now?
Good point.
Yeah,
Man.
I'll wait. Anyway, point being, cryptocurrency right now, I will say it with as much conviction as I possibly can. It is the future of the way that the world is going to interact with finance. It is a hedge against inflation. Right now, our government is printing money left and right so fast that like literally every dollar that is currently in circulation, out of every dollar that is currently in circulation, I think 27 or almost like 30% of every dollar that's currently in circulation has been printed in the last year. How long have we been printing dollars?
Long time.
Yeah, long time.
So what is that? What do these trends tell you, man?
What these trends tell me, man, is that like, you know what? So the financial system in general, I mean, and dude, like I can go on and on and on and on and on. And I don't want to necessarily do that and just like ramble on, you know what I mean? But the current financial system, the way that it is set up, it was designed to benefit, you know, the political elite, the, you know, corporate elite, and so on and so forth. And not that there aren't necessarily probably some elites in crypto as well, but like for the most part though, it's a lot more decentralized, right? It's a lot more just peer to peer. It's a lot more like just that, you know what, like it's accessible to anyone, right? And it's also something where like you have something like, I'm going to keep it at the very, very most simple one. Let's say Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin, there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin ever created. And they won't even actually mine the last Bitcoin until the year 2142. 2142. We're in 2021.
Crazy.
So you're talking about 121 years until they actually create the last available Bitcoin. And we're printing money like it's nobody's business right now, right? So if you have an asset that has a finite amount of supply and it's available to pretty much anybody with an internet connection, then not only that, but like let's say I want to send you some money and you're again, I'm just gonna kind of give you a hypothetical, right? Let's say you and I are doing business. You are based in Australia, okay? On a Saturday, when financial institutions are closed, you and I come to an agreement and you're like, yes, you know what? Let's lock it up today. Boom, let's done. Hey, we're good. You know what? $1 million. I'm gonna, you know what? $1 million, no problem. I'll come on, you know, Limcaco's podcast because guess what? That's how much, you know, or sorry, I'll pay you $1 million because that's how much it costs now to go on Chris Limcaco's podcast. That's how much it costs to go on Bless Beyond, or you know what I mean?
We're making it happen. It's about to happen too.
It's about to happen. Okay, so period, point blank, right? I'm just giving you a total hypothetical. If you're in Australia and I need to wire you that money, I gotta wait now until Monday to go to the bank. Now I gotta pay you a wire transfer. Now I gotta pay a wire transfer fee to send you $1 million. Okay, and they're gonna take maybe 0.5%, maybe a little bit less, whatever the case is, right? Let's say they take 1/3%, right? You're talking about a $3,000 charge to send you $1 million to an out of the country bank. Now, on top of that, you have to wait a week to get your money. With Bitcoin, I'm going to send that shit to you right now on Saturday, and you're going to have it in 15 minutes. That's it.
No fees, no fees just yet.
And you're going to pay about $5 and maybe $10 in fees.
Okay. Huge difference, obviously.
You tell me what's better.
Yeah. Hey, E, bro, I'm curious about this. As you were talking, bro, and you seem to obviously be ahead of me with this crypto thing as I'm kind of getting a better grip and understanding of this shit, bro. I hear different people's types of strategy on the crypto market and like how they're doing it. I hear of people, buying it and selling it hella fast, or, whatever, like, which is the not the preferable, which is your strategy, and why do you think it's the ideal strategy to like have? Like, do you hold it? Like, do you buy like hella stock and fucking hold it forever type shit? Not necessarily forever, but I mean like for a hella long, or do you kind of like, so what do you suggest is the best kind of approach to that?
So again, it really, excuse me. It really depends on what you want to accomplish individually, right? As an investor. If you're day trading, let's say for instance, right? If you're day trading something, you want to make a profit, and you want to make a profit sooner than later, right? Like if I'm day trading, I want to make a profit now. I don't want to wait until 2 weeks, a month, a year from now. That's more investing than trading. There's a huge difference between trading and investing. If you're an investor, right? An investor is somebody that takes a step back and says, okay, I want to achieve a specific goal by a specific date. What am I going to invest my money into in order to help me achieve that goal? That's an investor. If you're trading, that's a totally different game plan. That's a totally
you're more active as a trader, right? It's from what it sounds like.
Yes, because okay, so then like you're gonna say as a trader, okay, you want to have an entry point and an exit point. And you say, okay, like this is not a perfect science at all. Like traders lose money. I've lost money. I've made money. I've made $35,000 in a day. I've also lost like probably $40,000 in a 2-week span. So like it goes both ways.
It's volatile.
It's very volatile.
It's unpredictable. But so let me ask you. No, my bad. I just want to, before you move on, because I do want to get some clarification on something that maybe anybody listening to this can kind of like gain some value from this part of the conversation. Because I just feel like when you're trading, right, like shit tends to fluctuate so much, right? The obvious goal is to get in super low and sell at the highest point, but there's no absolute possible way of knowing exactly when that is, right? Obviously you could tell when something's like, oh, I'll buy it for a fucking penny, right? But like shit, you never know, it could skyrocket up to I don't know, right? And but you never know when that highest point is. So what is the type of kind of like mentality you have, or type of like how do you come to a decision to where you're like, okay, it's time to sell type shit, bro?
You have to be robotic. When I say you have to be robotic about it, you have to understand before you enter a trade. Okay, and this is trading, not investing.
Okay.
You have to understand and go into a specific, and this is with stocks, options, or crypto. Does not matter. It's the same exact thing. You have to go into this with an entry point. You say, okay, you know what? I see value in this specific token, stock, option, whatever it is, at this price. Okay. I want to make let's say it's a crypto. I want to make a 20% return within the next 24 hours. If you see something running like that, because let's say you just see, so whenever you're investing or trading, there's something that's really big that's called, like, you want to buy the rumor and sell the news. By the time something is news, it's old.
Right.
By the time you see something on CNBC, by the time you see something on Google or anything else like that, right?
It's become saturated. Too many people
It's
know
news.
about it. Yeah.
Everybody has access to it. It's old. Forget it. Don't trade on that information anymore. My point being, though, is that, like, you have to have an entry point and an exit point, and you have to stick to that, like, concrete, robotically. Like, if you see that you and this goes for losing too. This goes for a loss too. It's like, if you enter something and then you lose 15% and you're like, hey, that's my stop loss, then boom, you get out. It's not like oh, well, it might go back up. It might, be patient. And again, you also go into it with a certain mentality. Okay, am I day trading this stock? Am I giving this stock a week to run? Am I giving this crypto a week to run? You know what I mean? And so, like, when I say, like, you have to think about it robotically. You have to have a very, very, very specific entry point and exit point in mind, where you follow that to a T. Because if you don't, you're gambling, essentially.
Right, and you could also get thrown off by just the crazy fluctuations of the shit too, right?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Do you try to keep your eye off that shit, like when you have a entry point and an exit point, or are you still kind of, because that can influence you, right?
Well, yes and no. So, like, you kind of, okay, look, I'll just point something out to you real quick. Okay, while I'm talking to you the whole time.
Oh, so you do keep it active. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
I'm still watching charts and still, like, being aware of what's going on, because there might be something that might pop up that you're like, oh, you know what?
You weren't expecting, or yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh, that happened. Oh my God. Oh, such and such is talking about that. Like, oh, I got it. Like, I got to jump on that. Right. And so you have to be always aware, but also at the same time, though, like, not be overreactive. It takes a lot of experience to do trading necessarily. Like, if you're trading to make profit, it takes a lot of time, a lot of experience. I've already understood that. Like, I can't even tell you how much I've understood that now, like, that I've been doing it for 2.5, 3 months. I mean, dude, I thought I knew a lot. Like, I'm watching videos, I'm reading up on everything. I'm like, okay, I can read trend lines, I can see, resistance levels, I can see, all this stuff, right? And like, you think you know what you're doing because you intake all this information, you intake all this data, right? And you're like, okay, I have all this stuff up here. Like, if I'm looking at something, I'll know exactly, like, what to do. But then you put your money into it, and then your money's in there, and all of a sudden it's just different. And anybody that has traded that may or may not watch the show, like, I'm sure you'll probably say the exact same thing. And so, it takes experience, it takes discipline, it takes an understanding of what it is that you're looking to accomplish. And
Risk. Risk for sure.
Oh yeah, no. It's risky. Hey, this shit does not come without risk. This shit does not come without risk at all.
But also, rewards don't come with no risk either, though, right? Right. So, hey.
The other reward that it comes with is freedom. And again, this is if you are deciding to, like myself, like, even right now, like, with my company, I'm basically using my company right now for a tax write-off. I'm writing off 300 square feet out of this 1,400 square foot apartment because I use this space for business,
for your office,
for my office, right? Okay, so I'm writing off like almost a quarter of my rent just because I say that I work here all day. You know, I might actually not actually be working here all day, but I'm still going to be able to write it off at the end of the year, 300 out of 1,400 square feet. And so there's different benefits and different, you know, avenues to be able to take once you're able to just learn it and once you're able to understand the game and see how all this stuff works. And like, you know, crypto, man, crypto is like, there's so many different levels. Like people see, oh, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, oh yeah, it's whatever, like, you know, but blockchain technology and like beyond, like, honestly, most of my focus now is all on crypto. I don't even really mess with stocks or any of that stuff anymore. I pretty much all on crypto.
Is there a reason why you prefer crypto over stocks?
Yeah, gains.
It's just is it quicker gains
Yeah.
or
Yeah, yeah.
really?
Yeah. I mean, dude, like, you know, stock market, people get excited if it's like, oh my God, this stock went up 20% in the last 4 months. Wow. It's so amazing. And you know, with crypto, and again, it's way more volatile, so you can also lose a lot more too. But with crypto, it's like I just had a project just like 2 days ago that, you know, I put in $1,000 and I cashed out 3,500 within 4 hours.
Sheesh. Yeah.
You know, and so it's like I just 350%. I just got a 350% return on something in 4 hours. Where like if you look at the stock market and you want to get a 350% return on something, you're talking about like waiting years, right? You're not talking about waiting hours or days. And again, this is not an every type of, like, this doesn't happen every day. Like I've taken losses too. And so it's like, but at the same time, crypto also just offers you more, it's 24/7.
Oh, so the market doesn't close or anything like
No,
that?
no.
Oh, okay.
24/7. So like when we go to sleep, China wakes up and then China starts trading on the same stuff that you and I are trading on over here, right? And then so all the Chinese money starts coming in, or you know, Korean money starts coming in, whatever the case is, right? And then the same thing that you and I were just investing in, now they're investing in.
And
then
is this because like it hasn't been regulated so much like the stock market has? Because the stock market's an old game already. The crypto is like a completely like pretty new field. Like it's a very like new field compared to the stock market, right? Dude, this conversation so far has really kind of opened my eyes, and I really start to understand it a whole lot more. I'm curious,
got it. Yes, yes.
what would you tell somebody that's like just starting off? Like where would you start off?
Where I would start off, number one, is period point, like, please, 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 anybody, to anybody that doesn't know, let's say even the first thing about crypto, understand blockchain technology. Okay. Go YouTube understanding blockchain technology in 2021, let's say, so you can get the most up-to-date information. And you'll see what that has to offer and what that does for not just like crypto, but honestly, like you have company like Visa. Visa is now going to be actually closing like pretty much all of their online transactions over Ethereum's network. So you just have, I mean, there's just so many different levels of it now. It's hard to just say one thing to be like, oh, hey, start here, right? Because
and it's constantly evolving.
It's constantly evolving. It's constantly like it's so new still, and people think.
But you just got to get in the pool though, basically.
Yeah.
Even by with small amount, bro. Right? If you don't feel comfortable investing like $1,000, like do
no,
$50.
Mm-mm. Look, get your feet wet, understand it a little bit, get a feel for it. Even if it's just getting on Robinhood and buying Dogecoin, like that, you know, people in the crypto space, like if there's any of your viewers that like have actually been in the crypto space that like have viewed Dogecoin, like a lot of people hated Dogecoin because it was created as a joke. It was literally like in 2013, Dogecoin was created as a joke to basically like mock cryptocurrency as a whole, right? Dogecoin has a $40 billion market cap today. Okay, I can name off Fortune 500 companies that Dogecoin is worth more than.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so where like you want to say, oh, it's a joke.
Here's a question, bro. And I just thought about this right now. So as you're trading crypto, right? That's obviously not American dollars, or it's not any type of foreign currency, right? Like,
how am I cashing out, making money?
Right. How are you liquidating that? Or like, what do you like? So when you do get those gains, are you automatically converting them to U.S. dollars, or what are you doing? Like, or are you keeping it in those units, or I don't even know what type of lingo.
That's all good, bro. Hey, dude, like if you don't ask, you don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't wonder, you don't know. So there's different options. If you want to, let's say, obviously right now, you can't exactly pay your rent with crypto.
I was just going to say that. I swear to God. I was like, because I can't pay my rent with Dogecoin. You feel me? Like,
I mean, unless your landlord accepts Dogecoin, some have actually. Believe it or not, some landlords have.
But it's not as common just yet, and it may be in the future. But at the moment, it's not nearly as common.
At the moment, I can't walk up to like the apartments I live in. They're run by Greystar, apartment buildings, whatever. I can't go pay my rent with crypto. It's not gonna work. Not gonna happen. What you do is you sell within whatever exchange it is that you're dealing with, whether it be, and like this is like something like where part of my company that I'm dealing with is like financial education as well, is helping people understand how to be able to take advantage of all these different things that we have available to us now. And so it's like for something like that, right? I'm gonna cash out the crypto that I may have in my trust wallet, right? Actually, you know what? Let me do this, so that way I can just give everybody kind of a quick
better understanding.
Better understanding of what I'm actually doing, right? Okay, so
what app are you using?
So this one specifically, right? This one specifically is called Trust Wallet. Trust Wallet. So Trust Wallet is it's a wallet that you are going to hold your crypto on, but also have access to decentralized exchanges. And so let's say I have this right here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have money on one of these right here, and I can now sell one of these right on the decentralized exchange that I'm using. It's called, I'm not going to say it because it's kind of some of the names in crypto, bro, are kind of like
yeah, no, it's all good. You might have to teach. You might have to, dedicate a whole episode to just teach.
Seriously, but like bottom line, class about this shit. So bottom line, long story short, yes, I cash it out to basically what's called a stable coin. And then I transfer what's called a stable coin, which is called like, let's say it's called USDT or Tether. I transfer Tether to my Binance account, and my Binance account is linked to my bank account. And I just transfer that directly to my bank. That's it.
And it converts into USD.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit. Okay, man. Fuck.
So that's the long story short. Like, yes, like I basically just take the money that I would want to cash out from here. I'll transfer it to Binance, and my Binance account is linked to my bank account. Transfer it to my bank. There you go. You
swipe my debit card. Let me ask you something, bro. Do you do anything with Forex, like foreign exchange and shit?
No, I want to though. I want to start learning more about.
Because that's a whole nother thing, right? Like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but since you don't really do it either, but you probably know a little bit more about it than I do. But is the whole idea of foreign exchange, Forex, like basically just trying to find like a currency that's like some random ass country, buying it on the low when it's on the decline and basically topping out type shit. Is that the kind of am I kind of spot on with that shit or a little off?
I'm gonna be dead honest with the BBM podcast family right now. I have no fucking clue. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go there because we don't know much about it.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. Hey, this is not financial advice either. Okay. Hashtag not financial advice. Thank you very much.
Facts.
Yes.
But what I did gather though, bro, from this talk about crypto and shit like that is just like get in the pool, bro. Like even if it's small price, bro. Like, and that's what I'm gonna do. Man. That's what I'm gonna do. Even if I got like $100, like whether I win money or lose money on it, I'm just gonna fucking like so I'm at least get lessons out of it. And then as I kind of get a better understanding and knowledge about the shit, I can kind of step my game up more and more. You know what I'm saying? And
definitely.
And I think that does sound like a very sensible approach. You don't want to go in there fucking betting the house on the shit when you don't.
No. You know what? So you never ever want to be investing money into something more than what, and this goes for any investment, whether it be crypto, stocks, options, forex,
even betting, even gambling,
gambling, right? Like you don't ever bet or invest more than what you can afford to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, if you got to go pay rent next week, maybe don't buy Dogecoin right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it's kind of common sense, but at the same time, though, like you really want to still like say that because you've seen people just make absolutely ridiculous, stupid amounts of money on some of this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And some people kind of like get FOMO, and they're like, "Oh man, I gotta buy," and then all of a sudden now you just bought in when Dogecoin was at 70 cents when Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live, and now it's at 20 cents. Oh. And now you're like,
you're like, yeah, what the fuck happened? Yeah.
And so, do your research, but at the end of the day, like what I would encourage every single person that watches this, dude, please just research blockchain technology, understand how it works, understand what it is, understand what it provides to not just crypto, but just like companies and like people's lives in general. Like,
okay.
And if you're able to understand that, then you have a very, very, very solid base of like what you can know what crypto is essentially.
I like that.
Yeah. And then like there's a whole lot more to learn, and I could talk for a long time about it, but yeah, at the end of the day, man, like, you know what, dude, I'm so happy to see you doing your thing and like you chilling, smile. Like I know all the stuff that you've overcame and like, and been able to, still be on here, smiling and trying to bring, more to people and, bring just not just like information, but just like, bring good into people's lives. And at the end of the day, like if I'm able to do something good for somebody, if you're able to do something good for somebody and bring something positive into their life and bring something positive into, the next person's life, like then I feel like we're doing something good. And that might be a little corny, you know what I mean? But
not at all.
Day, like, you know what, man, like I want to see everybody win.
Yes.
I know like for myself, I know what I've been able to do, not just with this, but just in general, like, you know what I mean? Like if you want to win, there's ways for everybody to win.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely, bro. And thank you for that, man. And, for those that are listening, man, this dude, he is a stand-up guy. Like he is a man of his word. What he says is absolute fucking truth. Like, so it's like, if you're overthinking, like, could it be true that this dude did this, and that? Now I'm gonna tell you right now. And, for those that still, that follow the podcast, I try to keep it a buck. I try to keep it as real as possible. I'm authentic. I that's really what I kind of thrive on is just authenticity and fucking with real people. And E is a man of his word for sure. So like when he says something, that shit carries weight. And what he's doing is he's doing it for himself, but he's also showing that it could be done for you too. And I'm starting to see that more and more, bro. So like with this conversation that we had about the whole crypto field, you really enlightened me in a lot of different ways, bro. And I think if anybody was to gain something from that portion of the conversation, it's start by learning about blockchain. Because I think a lot of times people don't even know where to start, bro. Like, because I'm
No, they
talking about
don't.
myself included. Like, I mean, I hear all these different things. I feel like I have a good theory on like how you should kind of like go about it. Like, I would probably develop my own strategy based on the goals that I have for myself and shit like that. But I wouldn't know where to start. And I think right there, what you just identified, which is learn about blockchain, immerse yourself and get to understanding about how blockchain works, what it does, and that's a really good kind of launching pad for you to kind of learn more about this crypto field, bro. So if you're listening to this, walk away with that and walk away with just knowing that you can do more for yourself if that's what you want to do. And again, like E said, no knock on like anybody that is content and happy with where they're at, like wants to do, stay in their field. Like, as long as you're happy, healthy, and you good, that's all that matters. But if you're
Hey, but you know
somebody
what?
that
Even if you're happy, healthy, and you good in what you're doing, guess what? Let's say you're working 45, 50 hours a week, you got a hell of a lot of hours left in your week that you can still make some side money with.
facts, big
Okay.
facts, big facts, big facts,
You got
bro.
a whole lot of time left in your week to be able to make some money with. And I know you're probably tired. Even if you are doing that, guess what? You can still make some money on the side to be able to make sure that those hours that you do have off of work are even better,
Big
are
facts,
even more,
bro.
are even more cushy. Guess what? You know what? When you get off of work, hey, maybe instead of that vacation, instead of driving to San Diego if you in LA, or driving to Palm Springs, man, maybe you go to Turks and Caicos.
Ah.
Maybe you go, maybe you now you got to get a passport. Maybe you got to go to Punta Mita in Mexico, man. I just came from Punta Mita. Like, it's humid, but man, wow.
It's
Like,
just more possibilities can become real, bro. With
dude, look, there's absolutely endless possibilities when it comes to educating yourself on financial markets and on just understanding how to trade, what to do with it. Is it risky? Yes, life is risky.
yes, sir.
Life is risky. I can walk out. You can walk out of your house. I can walk out of my house. I can go get the car and go get smacked by a truck today.
Mm,
Never know. Probably not going to happen. I'm not going to.
not gonna
Yeah, but
yeah,
still,
man. That's
anyway,
facts. That's facts. But
point being, man, you know what? Everybody has time to themselves to be able to try to learn something new. Why not learn something new that's going to be able to give you the opportunity to have freedom?
absolutely,
You know what I
bro.
mean?
That's important, bro. That's something that I think, when you're striving to become the best version of yourself, you're trying to align everything in your life, your relationships, your health, your finances, your mentality, your everything, your spirituality, everything. Like that's part of like becoming the best version of yourself. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And you know what, man? Thanks for doing this, bro. Like you coming on here, this was a dope conversation, bro.
Oh, of
Like
course, man.
real
Anytime.
real talk, bro. I think that there's a lot
Dude,
for anybody to take from this, you know what I'm saying? But before we get up out of here, bro, was there anything that you felt that you wanted to kind of like say, shout out, plug, you know what I'm saying? Like how can they connect with you
um,
on the internet, the whole shit, bro?
man. So you know, right now, my company, man, I'm just starting out. I don't have a ton of followers on IG. I don't have a ton of stuff on like my business IG or nothing like that. But IG, man, get at me at Elliot G89, ELLIOTG89 on Instagram. That's probably where I'm on most of the time. I got a business Instagram too, but just hit me up on a personal IG. Any questions anybody got, man, more than happy to touch base, chop it up with, about whatever. And yeah, man, like, hey, if you're good with the dude that is hosting this podcast, you're good with me.
Good looking out, my G, man. I appreciate you, bro. Real shit, man. This was a fun ass conversation,
Sure.
bro. And
Great combo, bro.
we definitely gonna run this back, bro. You welcome on anytime. And You know what, man? Because I definitely, after this conversation, like I want anybody to be able to kind of come back and see even more of the progress that you made, bro. Because I know that with the mindset that you have, with the action behind that mindset, the results are bound to just like continue to show up for you, bro. And it's just so dope to see your progression, man. And just keep shooting for the motherfucking stars, bro. I'm proud of you, my G. Real talk.
Hey, man, dude. Hey, same exact thing to you, dog. Like I've seen you grow from when I first met you, and I mean, all the kind of dumbass shit we used to do, and just kind of just we gonna
leave that to a minimum on that.
I mean, what are you talking about?
But we did used to have some crazy ass hoop battles, bro. I missed that, man. I might need to come out to
LA
man,
just to run some
game with you,
brother. Anytime you want to come lose again, you just let me know.
Man, I missed the days over at LA Fit, bro. We used to get some ball, bro.
I got a few extra pounds on me right now, bro. I don't know how fast my first step is, so it's all good. Hey, but anyway, man. Good. Hey, if anybody wants to hit me up, man, and you didn't get my IG, hit this guy up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put it at the bottom over here for sure for everybody to see that and connect 100%. With you. I encourage y'all to definitely do so because this man right here,
if you live in LA, SF, wherever, don't matter, man. Hit me up. Let me know. Hey, any questions anybody has on anything that I can help with, like finance wise, like crypto, stocks, all the shit, like Robinhood, man. Like let me know. Period. Like whatever you need me to help with, I'm more than willing to help. So just hit me up.
And I'm for sure finna tap in with you, bro, to kind of get some more direction on this shit.
I was talking about you.
Everyone except me, all right, y'all. Anybody listening to shit, like tap in with me. And then I'm gonna tap in with y'all after you tap in.
No, because you been have my number and you still ain't hit me up. No, so
I know.
Everybody else has a chance now. You're done. I'm done. Come on,
damn, I lost my chance. See, y'all better act quick. This shit. That shit might pass. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
But shit, real talk, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you again for having me on, man. All right, blessed beyond measure. Let's go.
On top, and thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. This was great. I think there was a lot for y'all to catch up on for sure, and really get that can help you like move forward on your journey. So y'all know how to tap in with me. I'm at bbm.podcast, blessed beyond measure podcast. And yeah, man, until next time, we're gonna see y'all on the next episode. Peace and love, y'all.
Safe move to the moon.
Yes, sir.